Hello crafty friends, it's Laura here and I'm back for a little bit of an extra video. Today I thought I would show you how I have set up the craft room table that we took from different pieces from IKEA and how we put it together. I'm going to explain what I got and where it all came together. I do want to say that this is not my original idea. Down below in the description box, along with all the information about all the different pieces that I got from IKEA, I will at first link the blog post that I originally saw this at. I was searching for a table that I could do my finishing for cross stitch if I wanted to finish it, whether it be in a frame or any other way, on the mat boards, backed with fabrics, if I want to put cross stitch into a scrapbook, if I want to do rubber stamping or paper crafting, or any of those other fun crafts. I wanted something, my goal would be a good size, and I like to stand up when I craft. So I wanted something that was counter height. That was the main thing. If I sit too long and bend over, my neck and my back are not happy campers. So that was something that was really important to me. A long time ago, I used to have a table, just your regular standard. You can get them 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, your regular tables. Before I ever did anything, I used to sit at the table, and then I realized that it was really uncomfortable for me. So for those, they have the straight little, metal legs. I ended up getting some PVC piping. Mo cut it into certain size strips, and we put those underneath the legs, and it lifted it up as high as you would like it to go. I did have a blog post, yes, a long time ago. I used to have a blog. If I can find that blog post that broke down everything, I had little pictures and arrows and everything, I will link that down below. My blog, back when I used to do mostly just the stamping and the paper crafting, was called Whirlpool of Imagination. And we'll see if I can dig it up from the internet archives. So I had that table until we decided to move down here in Delaware. It wasn't really going to fit down here, plus everything it's kind of like color scheme would have been off, plus having to bring it down and everything else. I decided that we were going to try something new. I found this post on the internet on somebody else's blog, and it was perfect for the type of table I wanted. Now, the only problem was the post was several years old, and so the table that they suggested from IKEA is no longer available. I could not find it. So I am going to link the replacement that I got, and I will link the other information that goes with it. These are things that I got from IKEA, United States. I have no idea in other countries what might be available. So the table I got, I will send the link to the one that I got. It comes in different lengths. I got one that's 63 inches long. You can get it longer or shorter, but it won't be as wide. This 63-inch table is 31.5 inches wide, which is the widest that they came. Otherwise, I want to say they're about 23, 24 inches wide. I didn't care if my table was longer. I wanted it more wide as well as the length. So that's why I went with this size table. The 63 inches is also slightly longer than the Kallax cube unit that we'll use for the back of the table as well as storage, but it works out perfectly the way it's been put together, which I will show you close up. I did adhere the tabletop to the cube unit differently than the original blog post, so I will talk about that as well. And then IKEA offers adjustable legs for tabletops, so that no matter what height you're looking for, these legs go from 23 inches up to 35 inches. So you can do whatever you want lengthwise. So I will be able to link all of that and show that as well to you. I'm trying to think if there are any other questions before I turn the camera around, and I think that's it. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I am going to show you the table as is, and then I will show you the different parts broken up. See you soon. Okay, friends, we've turned the camera around, and now we get to show you the table from this direction. So before I get any closer to show you the different pieces and parts of the table, I wanted to show you from a distance what it looks like. We have 3 things that we need to buy for this. We have the tabletop, we have the Kallax cube unit, And then because that is attaching to the table in the back, we only need to buy 2 of the adjustable legs. The beautiful thing here is that I have been able to create a table that I am able to stand at comfortably. I am 5'2". If I really want to be generous, somebody might say 5'3", but I've probably shrunk over the years, so I'm going to say 5'2". I'm 5'2", and it works perfectly for me. Obviously, you would need to find what would be comfortable for you wise, and this may or may not work. But there is the option right here to put a bar stool. So if you do like to sit, you have that option, but you have a table that's a little bit higher. So you could do work standing, or you could sit as well. So let's come a little bit closer to the table. The table itself from end to end is 63 inches, which makes it slightly bigger and longer, I should say, than the Kallax cube unit. If you'll see, there is a little bit of a lip that comes over the edge of the cube unit. It's not that much, and it's about that same. It's equal on both sides, so it's not really that much. In the original blog post, I believe that the table that she had was not quite as long, and so it was a bit more flush with the cube unit. I don't remember the exact measurements. If you look at it, you'll be able to see, because I'm almost sure she gave all of that information. So this one, it goes over a little bit, but it's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. And then here we have 31.5 inches. I want to say that the cube unit is about 15 inches. So that still gives plenty of space behind, so that if you did want to put a bar stool, you could sit, you'd have plenty of space for your legs. Even if you're standing, you're not feeling like this is really kind of coming up too close. I don't plan on accessing the cube units from the front underneath the table, so there's no crawling under the table. I have plenty of space so that I can just come around to the other side of the table and access whatever is stored from that side. So that will be how everything faces out, is from the back direction. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else before going up close. I think that's it. So I'm going to slowly work my way down to the floor without trying to make anybody dizzy. And I wanted to show you the different parts of this and how Mo put this together for me. So here we go. Here is the Kallax unit in itself. I think that's all of it. And you'll see it has all different size cubes rather than your traditional Kallax cube units, but it is the perfect length and the perfect height when it's on its side. That's why I chose this one. Now, how Mo put this table together was, the first things first was he put the cube unit together. It takes a little bit longer than the other cube unit, which he has put together for me, but he really didn't have all that much trouble. There just happened to be a lot of different pieces to attach all the different sections together. So it just took time, but it wasn't difficult. He didn't have any problem with it, really. So that was the first thing to do. Then what he did was he placed the table on top, and I'm going to come around a little bit more. He placed the table on top of the cube unit just without attaching it. He wanted to see, basically he wanted to measure everything before he did any of the attachments. So he put it on there, he placed it on there, and then I held the table. The reason why he wanted to do that then was he wanted to attach the legs before he attached the table to the cube unit, because the legs are going to go in the specific direction. And the most important thing was to figure out the height, because like I said, the legs are adjustable from 23 to something like 35 inches, if I remember correctly. They just attach easily underneath. So that was easy enough. I held the table, he adjusted, if you can see. I don't know if you'll see there's a way to adjust the height on the legs. So he came up and adjusted it exactly the way it needed to be on both legs, and then he just attached it while I held the table. The table's not super, super heavy, so it really wasn't a problem while I was doing that. Then, once he did that, then he wanted to attach the back. Now, if you can see, we did make the back of the table flush with the cube unit, and here you can see how much of a lip there is on each side, and he did measure it to probably 1/8 of an inch. So both sides are exactly the same. Now, in the original blog post, I can't remember exactly how she explained how she attached it. She took screws from the Kallax unit, and then I think she screwed some holes into the bottom of the table and somehow or other put the screws up into the table or placed the table on the screws. I'm not really sure. Mo decided that wasn't how he wanted to do it. And I said, you run with whatever you want to do because you're making me this table. He said, I'm just going to grab some brackets. I'm going to attach it that way. So Home Depot, Lowe's, I don't know which one he went to, but he grabbed some brackets and very easily attached the tabletop to the cube unit, and he had really no problems with that. And that was the last thing he did in the last part of attachment that had to be done. So that is my table in a nutshell. If you have any questions that I didn't go over, sorry about that as I covered the camera. If you have any questions about what I may or may not have covered on that, or if I have forgotten to link something, let me know and I would be happy to fix that for you. Once I have these cubes filled and I come up with ideas for the different sizes, because it has all sorts of shapes and sizes there, I will share all of that information as well. And I don't know what I don't know for that yet. So I'm in the process of researching different types of organizational pieces and sizes and what may work and what might work. So stay tuned. At some point, I'm sure there will be more videos as my craft room slowly comes together. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed this little look into my table, to the creation of my table. And I hope you get some stitching time in, my friends. Until my next video, I will say happy stitching.